May 19th, High Court of Crane. Accused lobby. Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a closer shave than Headsman's brand blaze, that's for sure.
The trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the Queen herself in there.
Well, maybe with Miss Faith's help, I won't have to keep on playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright?
She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. But that's all it was, so she should be okay. Bobbed head, horn head.
Oh, hello, Your Benevolence.
Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal princess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude.
Oh, don't mention it.
I know. I should thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I should reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage.
Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks.
But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know.
It's a different kind of massage.
Oh, yeah, Lois, where is the accused?
Dirk? That's a good question.
I blew up big time, AJ.
Dad? Shut up, you! What's going on?
This scoundrel tried to escape with the accused.
What?
We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding, you miscreant? I can tell you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that.
So Dirk's on the lam now?
Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye.
Vanished?
You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late.
What? Don't tell me he's got to rescue her.
Well, that's what I am telling you. It's why I helped him escape in the first place.
Dad, do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why do you choose to go rescue her now?
Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block.
Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me.
Oh, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as you freeze tomorrow. You'll see.
That's not the point, Dots.
Listen, lawyer, you're arrested immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. Say that you are ready.
Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant?
Oh, swear her eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once.
Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. On the one hand, if Dirk succeeds in rescuing Amara, that could be a good thing, a very beneficial thing. But if he fails, it's not going to be so beneficial. Just put it that way.
May 19th, High Court of Crane.
Now then, let us resume the trial at hand.
Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing.
What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused?
Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting.
Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings?
Then I shall simply revise it. As a ruling sovereign of Crane, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia.
Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Will the witness, Miss Amayafe, please approach the stand.
Sorry to summon you like this, Maya.
Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It was my idea. And you are? Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's telling me all about you. You're the new guy with a loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right? Unreliable?
Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since.
So why was I called here anyway?
Am I under arrest again?
Huh? I guess no one's filled her in.
Well, she has been asleep this entire time.
Miss Faye, this is a trial for Dirk Sadmati, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But that's not exactly the reaction I was expecting.
Miss Faye, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least, that is what the defense claims.
Wait. What? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense.
Your understandable anger at the defense's side. Will you testify, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Seems like Maya's hiding something. Just don't know what it could be.
I don't have an idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga.
If that was proved to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying.
Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now.
I guess I better dig a bit and... I guess I better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first.
Maya, you do realize that both Phoenix and Apollo will die if you keep hiding things from us. I don't know why I have to get you to open up first.
I don't have any idea what's going on, but...
Hold it!
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct?
I was exhausted after being held captive for so long.
That must have been terrible.
Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he?
Oh, no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plume Punisher. Acting like a brat netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me.
You sure we're talking about the same guy here?
May have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through. Oh, that. Proving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief. With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear.
I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that had happened... I know I didn't channel Minister Inga.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him. Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know. Something's not right here.
Miss Faye, you were confined to Amarasum the whole time, is that correct? Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time. Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nayna in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk? Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I remember if I saw something as crazy as that. Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up. Literally! So there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it. Right. I guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with the session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged medium can stay in total control of a session, and they can send the deceased spirits away anytime they want. So I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye. Of course! It's a kinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, a spirit medium. That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me. Grr! I'll show you, childish Nick! Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes? Of course not! Spirit channeling is my bread and butter, and I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo? Well, until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used. Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback. I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please. Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
Hold it!
It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs. Sorry, I didn't realize, Wait, we're in a court of law. Yeah, I know. Then what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm, a pretty big one. I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah. Enough! The witness is denying that she channeled dead spirits, so the questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you? Oh, evidence, huh? There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind. That's true. It's like when she channeled the High Priest, all Maya needs is her own body.
If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination.
What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception.
Is there any proof that this Minister Inga was channeled?
Fingerprint was found on the inside of the lid, stained with the victim's blood. I don't know about that, but I mean, it could be. Sure, let's give it a shot.
You bet there is.
Really?
Well, no.
You're bluffing, I take it?
I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right?
Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled.
So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him.
Uh-huh. Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from.
Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Faye channeled Justice Minister Inga?
Right. So I guess is the logic here that if death was like almost instantaneous, then there wouldn't be time for this gemstone to come off and be thrown in the middle of the incense ashes?
Take that!
Sure.
Is it a gemstone?
We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So, you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Miss Faye, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them.
What? Uh-oh. He seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
Miss Faye? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Karkol Karain, right? That is correct, in part, but there's more. Much more. Inga Karkol Kahok. How could this nan... What? Excuse me? Inga Karkol, how could this nam be Hanin Lauga or Mo Pompostani Tardi is Korain the Third? That is his true name. Could it be any longer? Due to his length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No, I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the face and the true name of the one she seeks to channel. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga? That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know and didn't like thanks to that last trial? I can't believe this.
Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me.
I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off some wrong assumption again.
Apollo, I was thinking...
Yes?
Since I didn't channel Mr. Inga, is it possible that someone else did?
Someone else. But who else could it have been?
I haven't thought that far yet.
Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Garan says. I'm gonna figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye, and the Queen has an alibi, then...
Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirits for a second.
I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right?
Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been?
It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. Well, I'm waiting, Defense, and you know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there is someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. There is just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So, the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. With pleasure. Horn Devil, who could have channeled Minister Inga?
Take that!
Nayna? Your Eminence said it yourself. That's right. Nayna never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nayna. And then there's her benevolence's statement. She said that Nayna disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters, the room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You are not seriously suggesting... It's the only thing that makes sense. Nayna channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since... That's why no one's seen her since, and why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence. So... no way! That's gotta be it. Nayna must have somehow channeled the minister. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nayna isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nayna to the stand.
Well, Your Eminence.
Very well then. Let us call Nayna to testify. Yes, now we could finally crack this case wide open.
Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned.
There is no need. Nayna is in the waiting lobby. What? Nayna's here? I thought she'd gone missing. It seems she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafa brought her here today. She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent? I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo.
You don't say.
Miss Nayna, you do understand why you have been summoned here today?
Yes. Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I've committed a crime. So, this is Nayna. That's quite the hairdo. Though I would say... I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this horn-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal. Nincompoop?
Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nayna rubbed off on her. Well, with all the time they spent together.
You there, young hornhead? Yes? You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice.
Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private quarters.
I mean, you think this would be a simple yes or no question. It all depends on whether she has the power or not.
I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, lowly servants such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Corinne. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass, my fae. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nayna could channel spirits is a most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end. That Nayna channeled Inga's spirit.
Alright, the defense may now question the witness.
It's very simple. Either only those of the royal bloodline can channel spirits, or common people like Maya can channel spirits. You can't have it both ways. So.
I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones.
Hold it!
Albie's dog stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon. Was it after that you decided to take a rest? I had been feeling unwell all day and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition. Well, I sympathize with you, Nayna. You took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafa. She was very worried about you, you know. Now, very kind of her benevolence. But she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I.
Except to Rafa, Nayna's not just a mere servant.
To even think that a mere commoner could channel spirits to slay a minister. What hogwash. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit media.
Oh my god. Is Nayna Amara in disguise? Did I read this? Okay, let me do that again.
Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium.
Hold it!
I hear you're the head servant, isn't that right? Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not. For that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Kurain. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the matter of knitting or gardening. So commoners can never become a medium, no matter how hard they try. It is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead.
Then explain Maya.
Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Kurain.
Hold it!
Okay then, what if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nayna? Like a distant relative or something? I'm from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I've never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry.
Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor, it would be impossible to learn without the right training.
It is as above one says, so it also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Kurain, and your country is Kurain Village.
Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? I would ask the witness to continue her testimony.
After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence, Queen Garan, is the only spirit medium left.
Hold it!
Queen Amara was a victim of an assassination, right? Yes, oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins, and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate can be so cruel.
Except she's actually still alive. Poor Nayna's yet another follower unwittingly praying over an empty sarcophagus.
Amara, the queen has been locked away, and her existence in this world erased. The fact that she is still alive shackles Nayna to Garon's will. Nayna, the only reason you're still standing there by that woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right? We need not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness's testimony. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Miss Fey was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Minister Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him. Bah, I know nothing of that. Listen, you horn devil. Were you not just insisting that it was Maya Fey who channeled Minister Inga? My, how quickly you change your tune. No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. I'm also quick to force my biggest smile when times like these demand it.
Oops. It's great that you're following my advice, Apollo, but try not to look so forced while you do, would you? Nayna is right about one thing, though. Only those of the royal bloodline can be spirit mediums in Crane. Common folk like us are out of luck.
Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point one very big thing out.
Could the answer be as simple as her photo?
Objection!
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction, except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case.
Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation?
Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nayna's testimony.
Go on.
She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because, in Crane, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits.
I fail to see the problem in that statement, defense.
Hold on, I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Nayna stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nayna channeling Inga. Yeah, put two and two together. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out screaming, despite having been killed at 2 p.m. That would mean that Nayna channeled Inga. Even though supposedly only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait! Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright, you may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think it'll give us the break we need.
Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are?
Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium in Crane. Who the? You mustn't! Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence?
Would the defense please explain who is shown in the photograph?
The person in the photo is the previous queen, Amara Sigatar Crane. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive.
What? But that's nonsense.
Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination.
Queen Amara is still alive?
Has it all gone mad?
While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense.
Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet, according to Dirk, she is actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks free among us. Here, in this very courtroom today.
But how?
Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The Red Pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is a cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his forked tongue.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor. Cause you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough.
Is that so?
It's my turn, Nayna, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as...
Take that!
This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga. Someone with intimate knowledge of the divination science. The medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nayna. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along.
What?
Objection!
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell.
Oh man, such frightening allegations.
Indeed, unnecessarily ridiculous to boot. Whoever is Queen Amara yet lives, and is actually Miss Nayna here, you have truly gone off the deep end.
You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence? If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct? I can deny it no longer. Laura speaks the truth. Nayna, the woman who stands there before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago.
Bongo!
Finally, we finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nayna, no. Amara Sigatar Kurain, please drop the act and tell us what really happened. Oh, dearie me. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young Hornhead. Sigh. I was just getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Crane. It is I, Amara Sigatar Kurain, your former queen.
Queen Amara?
And I thought Garaz's makeover was extreme.
Can it really be true? You're alive and well?
It is true. I feel as if I have been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I've caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara, I'm sorry I wasn't able to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Garan. I am safe now. For Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life, would be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer.
Queen Amara? What does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago?
I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survived, I knew that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister, Gran.
But the building of that great tomb, disguising yourself as a lonely servant, why would you do such a thing?
Gran, I would have you explain.
I wish for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her, and it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant?
She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant, right? Right in plain sight. I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it's all because of you, oh Ned. You should consider yourself lucky if that's all this ends with. If there's something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are, you won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer.
What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A grand priestess of Careerism? You can't do that! She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people!
If you commit the crime, you better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god.
I never met such an egalitarian person!
Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Nayna, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder. So you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing Scion's vision? Isn't that right? What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer? Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself. You may be a grand figure in Koreanism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of murder most foul?
But please, Queen Amara, forgive his impotence! The lawyer knows not what he speaks!
Fear not, good magistrate, for this is the sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priestess on this stand, I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence.
Your compassion overfloweth, your mercifulness.
Oh, young lawyer, in my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw. Ah? There's a flaw? Nayna,
Yes, your mercifulness?
who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered?
Dirk Sidemadi, my affair, the victim, Minister Inga.
I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed.
It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga.
What? Why not? Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayna. Explain how wrong he truly is.
Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa saw Minister Inga into the tomb at around 2:30 p.m. Yet you, the defense, claimed the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then, once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb.
Oh, yeah.
Had she tried to exit before you all arrived, Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense?
No, she wasn't. Now, do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Well, that was entertaining. Prosecutor Sadmati, assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name.
You wish for me to take over?
Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Eminence.
And there you have it, your magistrate. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of the sacred hall to your authority once more.
Why, thank you, Your Eminence. I didn't realize it was gone. Now then, you mercifulest, your testimony, if you please.
Now I should destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from this sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmari for his crimes.
Oh, such marvelous testimony. You are truly a treasure, Your Mercifulness.
This too is but by the grace of her holiness. No doubt my unmasking here today was her will as well.
Oh my, the Holy Mother, you say?
Yes, surely her holiness has guided me to this witness stand. And to the purity of truth.
Oh, how magnificent! Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth.
Praise be for Queen Amara! Blessings! Blessings upon her mercifulness! Where did those animals even come from?
Now then, none of us may question the witness. But remember, she is a grand priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony.
Wait, but isn't that my job? Maybe I should save.
Now I should destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory.
Hold it!
My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous. And high-handed, if I may say so. Now yet I was right to call you putrid-minded. Surely even the monkeys of Mount Panipani's holy waterfalls could devise a better theory. Surely you can steal better insults than Nayura's best. Now then, to all of you gathered in the sacred hall, need I remind you? I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder.
Hold it!
Well, maybe. You were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... There's despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within could discover the final hope. My continued corporeality. Completely lost me.
In other words, it's empty. But no one dared to open it because they were too scared of the curse.
Now, will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good, but that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene.
Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Sadmati and Mai Fei.
Be it in this life or the next. There's no escaping such simple truths. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from the sacred hole.
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today. A reason? Ah, perhaps. Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life.
What's this?
Objection!
No, it's simply not like that, you mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all these years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim it wasn't me. You must believe me. It was my duty as a white-haired husband to bend an ear to him, was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me! That is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me.
That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless.
Do you understand now, lawyer?
This is bad. Just isn't gonna let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it.
How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... For... normal people. Ah, maybe.
Maybe what?
Your Majesty, was she disguised as Maya? I think I can explain why Queen Amar wasn't there in the tomb after the murder.
Very well, Defense. Do explain.
I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb?
All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else.
Why, I believe that actually makes sense.
What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spear channeling to commit murder? What the?
Mercy, you mercifulness! How dare you speak such vile blasphemy, Defense? You will retract your last statement or face immediate execution!
No, good Majesty, it is quite all right. Kernalism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reason principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You have something to counter with? Indeed. Now, are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it required a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Inga, the only others there right after his murder were Dirk and Miss Faye. Ah. Had I channeled Inga, as you allege, well, the outcome would have been quite odd to say the least. For there, besides the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. Oh no. Oh no, I don't like the way this is going. I think I know whom she might have channeled. So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling. That's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? Someone we haven't identified yet. How absurd. If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim. Queen Amara. Please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in the tomb? Yeah. And yet, why do I sense I'm not gonna like what I'm about to find out? Minister Inga was the sole victim. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead.
Hold it!
What if there was another victim besides Minister Inga? What on earth could you mean? The only body found in the tomb was the minister's. Yeah, but,
Amara's counter-arguments are too spot-on for us to rebut.
actually, there is one possibility.
What's the matter, Apollo? That's one heck of a face you're making.
Oh, no, it's nothing, really. And yet, that means... My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from the Sacred Hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmati for his crimes.
Hold it!
The Holy Mother is going to judge him within the doctrines of Kernism. We are taught that upon death, the Holy Mother shall judge our souls. To those of pure spirit, her holiness shall be as warm and merciful as the sun. But to those of depravity, her wrath shall echo that of an angry mother to her child. An angry mother? I was expecting the Founder's judgment to be so, down to earth. The scriptures of Kernism were the first in the world to be written such that they would be accessible to worshippers of all ages. Wow, that's unexpectedly progressive.
So, Amara is claiming that Inga was the sole victim, which fits perfectly well with what we know.
Was he really the only one? What do you mean? Wasn't there evidence of another victim besides Inga? Someone that we've yet to discover?
I think it's finally time to learn this cruel truth of ours.
Objection!
Yep.
I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another victim. So, the only ones there at the scene of the crime were... No, it can't be.
Would it ever care to share something with us?
Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you? Whatever are you talking about? If you won't tell this court, then I will.
Well, don't keep us waiting.
This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead.
But a second victim, Apollo.
Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered.
Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips, but suppose I indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim?
There's no way this can be true. But... no, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was...
Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There is no escaping death now that it has set its sights on me.
Dirk knew everything, but he couldn't bring himself to tell me.
I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim channeled by Amara was...
Take that!
What? You can't. That's not possible!
The defendant, Derek Sadmati. It's the one Queen Amara channeled. He is the other victim!
This is insanity.
Apollo, what do you realize what you're proposing?
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice.
I don't know when or why Derek was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Derek and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be, can it? Derek's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was a clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is... Derek had also been murdered.
Objection!
That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth. And you will not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion.
Nayna, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it... yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there's only one such place.
You truly have proof?
The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb.
Go check the tomb? But why?
Because I believe Derek's killer hid his body here.
Take that!
You would suggest...
Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body? Well, that's a horse of a different color. Which means...
I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. You have minutes? Being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we might now open it.
If we must.
Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once, and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Now done, Detective Sky. Your report, if you would please.
I'll start with my findings. Please. Please. Please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old. A body? Detective Sky, tell me it wasn't Derek. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as... Derek Sadmati.
Derek. No!
Why did this have to happen? Damn it, Dirk! Answer me!
How can this be?
The traitorous snake, the very head of the insurgency. Murder? Oh, what a joyous day! Those fools shouting for change or revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under.
Who?
What was I even fighting for?
Apollo.
What am I supposed to do now?
Son. A lawyer should never look the way you do right now. Our dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth.
But, Dirk, whatever the truth is that you're...
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all.
You believed in me that much, Dirk? Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine now.
Paul? Oh?
Detective Sky. Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore the 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe they are the cause of death. At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States.
And who was channeling him?
I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the U.S. without arousing suspicion. It also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States.
This is who was channeling him?
I don't think so, Apollo. You sure? I guess it is a bit of a stretch.
That's the understatement of the year.
Okay. Alright, fine. So it's Maya then? Real? Oh. So that's the secret she was hiding? Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. Pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out, and that would snuff out the flames of the revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I guess no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died. So, I was right then. Pano, there's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments. I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder.
Hey, young lady, time to get you up and out of here.
Oh. Oh. Gasp! It's that revolutionary guy.
I'm here to rescue you.
You are? Why?
I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you've been abducted.
Why would a rebel help me?
Let's go before it's too late.
It already is for you, pal. Long time no see, rebel blowhard.
Inga, I know you're up to something, and I'm gonna find out what.
That's got us smart. You have become a real thorn in my side, eh? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Dirk!
Did you really think a pea-shooter like that could kill a dragon?
What the? What are you, some kind of freak? Nuts it is! Derek was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. These ropes. I've got to help you.
Relax. It's gonna be okay. Sorry things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer.
No, don't say that.
You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit.
Stop it! Don't give up like that.
If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play.
No. Sniffle, please, hang in there. You can still make it.
Promise. Promise me one thing, young lady. It's about my son.
Derek was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the U.S. and channel his spirit. He really said that?
He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but he kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance.
You show up here without warning after all this time? What gives?
I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice.
Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk, you really did come to the US because you wanted to see me.
I guess this means it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk wouldn't want you to keep pressing on.
I know, Miss Faye, and I won't disappoint him.
Defense, if you are ready to proceed, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case?
Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now.
Very well. Your explanation, please.
Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck out from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible.
Objection!
Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magatama parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if he refused to leave. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... that it was... That's right, Prosecutor said Marty. And you've seen one in action before. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm? And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards? In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. Alright, hold on. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Let's continue. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched.
Dirk, what was going through your mind while all this was unfolding?
So ultimately... So ultimately it was all for naught. Oh. So ultimately it was all for naught.
Nayna?
Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the mouths of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies.
Nayna, how can you...
Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams.
No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not gonna sit back and let that happen. I can't, and I won't. Nayna, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun.
Objection.
No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence.
What do you mean?
Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Fair? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 p.m.?
Well, no, I don't, but... It seems further testimony will be required of me. As it would appear that I've fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor said, Marty, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk said Marty to be the foul murderer that he was. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act.
As you wish, Your Eminence.
Why is Nayna doing this? Duran shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayna, what's left to chain you to her like this?
Very well done, Queen Amara. Please proceed with your additional testimony.
Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Fay. Now, let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Corain and its people.
Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain.
Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now.
Let us first proceed with this cross-examination.
Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue.
Hold it!
Convincing others is all part of a lawyer's trade, so I'll take that as a compliment. You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him. Him? You mean Dirk, right? Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me. A grand priestess with a silver tongue. We are still talking about the case, right? Surely you have heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before? But to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell? Wow. How did they ever get together in the first place? Let alone procreate? I would advise all here today to beware this lawyer's silver tongue. Lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal as I have been. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory.
Hold it!
I admit I don't have any solid evidence, yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Fay, there are only 3 spear mediums in Corain. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was with me and Mr. Wright, while Miss Fay was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara.
Insect liar! Forgive us, your mercilessness!
Really, Your Majesty?
Objection.
Ah, but have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Korea?
Objection.
Oh, come on. What are the chances?
You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, which is why you have had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense?
Of course I can't.
Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are two ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb.
Which one can I actually prove?
That could work. Alright. Sure.
Queen Amara killed Minister Inga. And I can prove it. Well, now, you seem quite confident. How very intriguing, though I must say. Oh, there's nothing that proves it was I who killed Justice Minister Inga.
Hold it.
So, you didn't leave any evidence behind, is that what you're saying? No. Did you truly believe you could trick me with such an ambiguously phrased question? Were I to answer in the affirmative, you would twist my words into an admission of guilt. It was worth a shot.
You should know that you cannot prove anything through the deceit of others. If there is something worthwhile to say, then let the evidence speak for itself.
You think I wouldn't if I could? Now, do you see? All is idle speculation in the absence of evidence. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye.
Hold it.
You're saying that Dirk, who entered the tomb, is the one who killed Minister Inga? I am. I stand firm with the prosecution's original charge against the accused. The only issue is whether that Dirk was alive or dead. That's a pretty major issue. Oh, I beg to differ. For here in Korean, death is not the end. It is merely a change in one's address, for the Twilight Realm is only the next door over. Is it really? It is. Those who have only recently passed away may call upon you in the night. Such occurrences are quite common in our kingdom. She's kidding, right?
In all the time I've spent here, I'm happy to say that's never happened to me.
Me neither. You need not fear death. Embrace it, along with your guilt. Then may you begin your journey to the Twilight Realm. Now let us end this charade, for the eternal glory of Korean and his people.
Hold it.
Eternal glory. Once the king of traitors has been judged, and the rebellion quelled for good, peace and prosperity shall return to our fair kingdom. Then shall the blessings of the Holy Mother usher in an age of eternal glory.
With the Queen Amara as the Grand Priestess of Korea once more, the people would be freed from subversive elements. Faith would blossom anew.
Oh, you're too kind. But I have no intention of resuming my position as Grand Priestess.
What?
I relinquished my position as Queen and Grand Priestess to my sister Garan, and now that my would-be assassin is gone, I am truly free at last. Ho ho ho! Perhaps I should take a trip, or expand my horizons with new training.
Queen Amara?
Looks like she's totally over being Grand Priestess and Queen.
Ha 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 ha! In that case, I shall introduce you to some wonderful classes that I'm taking.
Prove that Amara killed Inga.
Do you really have anything like that?
If nothing comes to mind, Apollo, you might need to get some different testimony out of her.
Maybe I should take another look at the evidence we already have, too.
Objection.
Oh.
What is that noise?
Oh, that was one of my Cords of Steel voice training exercises.
Well, from now on, you shall keep such caterwauling out of the secret hole.
It was wrong. Okay. It has the victim's blood on it and Dirk's fingerprints, so I don't. It's nothing that proves it was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to prove that she was in the room.
Hold it!
Oh, did I not press on this? This sounds new.
Well, you have no evidence proving your distasteful fairy. Evidence, huh? Yes, here in this world of justice, evidence is everything. Is it not so in your country, too? There are two ways to establish Amara's guilt. Prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb.
Oh, okay.
Which one can I actually prove? I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you're rather bent on painting me as a killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well, let us see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime.
Hold it!
By simply changing into Dirk's clothes and channeling his spirit, it is a fact that the killer altered the crime scene. Very perceptive of you. In trying to accomplish everything, the killer would have been pressed for time, and may have committed an error that could prove crucial to this case.
And sometimes the significance of certain pieces of evidence can change in the face of new facts and circumstances. Why don't you take another look at all the evidence we have?
You think I'll see something in a new light? Is there anything from the tomb that's taken on a different meaning now? Only one way to find out. Only way to find out is to reconsider each piece based on our current understanding.
Wait, so do I present the butterfly pendant now on this?
Objection!
Oh, okay. So the evidence was right. It's just the statement was... But it has the victim's blood on it.
Queen Amara? Does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime.
Objection!
No shit.
And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused?
That's what I thought, too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone.
Covering? How? For who?
There's a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's.
Take that!
That's a photo of the accused body, is it not?
Yes, it is, and I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. I mean, first of all, it was pink, and second of all,
Take that!
there you go. You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, except it's blue.
Oh, now that you mention it.
Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colors? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair.
A pair.
If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to?
Objection!
Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket.
Come again.
Now this is where it gets interesting. When we open this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside. On the back of the lid, to be exact.
What? No.
So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Queen Amara? It belongs to you, doesn't it? It seems I've surely rendered the witness speechless this time around.
This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you.
Nayna, Think about it, Queen Amara. Dark must have realized that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he just do such a thing? You really don't know. He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath, and beyond.
I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara, Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you gonna betray him now? Dirk,
This cannot be. I refuse to accept it.
Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigata Kurain, who slew Minister Inga.
That's preposterous! Why? It is beyond belief! Mother, how would you...
Forgive me, Nayna. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way.
The only way? So, in the end, Queen Amara and Dux Hatbati. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive.
I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there is something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could have come back to haunt you. I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband, yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this, or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years.
Mother.
So she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent? I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm.
Very well done. Your Eminence, prosecute that body, if you have no further objections. This cannot be. My mother.
I have no objections. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But...
Very well done. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with an assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will not pass judgment about the accused, Mr. Dirk Satmati.
Your benevolence? I cannot accept this.
Is something the matter, your benevolence?
Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection towards Nayna? Rafa. Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father?
Yes, there is no mistake.
She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings.
Father, Honed, are you going to let this stand?
Dirk's been proven innocent, and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right.
Apollo, if you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's all up to you.
There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue the trial?
Sure, why not?
Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth, and the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial.
Hornet!
Very well done. Will the defense please tell us this? What important fact about this case has yet to come to light?
I thought it would have been who tried to kill Amara in the first place, 23 years ago. But I guess we haven't gotten there yet.
Queen Amara, there's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga? That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Karkulkurin. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established the secret police, and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but still he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction? Yes, Minister Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would assassinate Garan and usurp the throne. His imaginations were reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago, and as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow a repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling, and Inga had barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage, away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m., during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. Oh. My bracelet! Apollo! Yeah, seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you made. If I must. At 2 p.m. during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister.
Okay. I see the tell. Now I see it. How could I not see it before? Ah, it was only on the first statement. Got it. Okay. So the thing that she's lying about is the time? 2 p.m. during the rapture. Okay. Weird. That's not what I thought the lie would be, but there you go. Okay.
Gotcha!
Alright then. Alright. I'll be back. Alright then. It's time to find out what Queen Amara's been hiding. Queen Amara? You're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because a finger on your left hand twitched almost imperceptibly when you're dead. Oh? And that pose you make. Is there something about your chest that makes you nervous?
Whatever do you mean? The murder occurred at 2 p.m., and I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at that time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the rite? The rite of channeling... Rite of channeling? Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the rite of channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual.
Objection!
Such incidents? I would have the perpetrator's name at once. Sorry, no can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground, so... Do you take me for a fool? How about we discuss the photo's origin a little later, because right now... There's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see in it than darkness and more darkness.
You might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help.
Bella, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice.
Here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness. What's that right there? An injury? No, wait. I think it's a burn scar.
Anybody been in a fire accident in the last 23 years?
Wait a second. Your Eminence, you don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. My eyes are up here, thank you. What's going on here? If the person in this photo isn't Queen Garan, then who is it?
Take that!
Queen Amara, the person in this photo isn't Queen Garan. It's you, posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering you're sisters. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same. And you are both capable of channeling spirits. Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Garan. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. Look. It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo.
I don't understand.
I knew it. So the person in this photo really is... Yes, it's Queen Amara.
This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switch places?
Amara's confession earlier was also false.
Mother, what is the meaning of this?
Don't you see? This changes everything. We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m., the exact time the murder took place.
That would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed this crime.
Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi, so Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara.
I'm afraid I no longer follow defense. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and the accused to stage the crime?
Yes, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she were channeling him. Which means... While Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else.
Pogongo!
What's going on here?
Master mercifully asked covering for someone?
If Queen Amara is not the killer, then who is it?
Isn't it obvious? Why was this rite held in the first place if Queen Garan wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places, and for what reason? The answers to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi.
Take
Why, that's... Is this some kind of a joke?
No, Your Majesty, I could never joke about something so grave. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder was Her Eminence, Garan Sigatar Kurain. Queen Amara, didn't your sister, Queen Garan, ask you to pose as her and perform the rite of channeling? And didn't she also have you derive Durek's spirit from Miss Faye's body and then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m., while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Garan, didn't she kill Minister Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, your mercifulness? It's no use trying to hide it any longer. You need to tell us the truth now!
Mother?
Just as Minister Inga's true killer is.
What? Mother? No! I really did it! Your Eminence, my life is yours!
Isn't he one of Garan's royal guards?
Queen Amaro? Bailiff! Arrest that Guzman! Mother!
Garan couldn't have... Could she?
Someone call for an ambulance! Quickly now! To be continued.